Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am back. Vacation was absolutely stupendous, amazing, exhilarating. Every positive word you could think of. That's what that trip was, and I can't wait to go back. But today we are here, and I hope you guys watched the the quick review last week from Shibuya. That took a lot of whoa, 217 views. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Thank you guys so much for all that. That took a lot for me to film in public like that. So thank you to everyone that watched that. It really means a lot. I hadn't looked at it because I just like uploaded it and I was like, oh, it's not great. I'm just really close to the camera, like talking as quietly as possible in a giant crowd at Shibuya Crossing. But today we are here to talk about the latest episode, Right and Wrong, and this anime refuses to quit on us when it comes to just like the feels, and I'm not talking good feelings. Like I just started watching Frieren, uh, uh, Beyond the Journey or something like that, and it's really great. Strong recommendation. And it's kind of like the perfect counterbalance to Jujutsu Kaisen. So if you guys ever need like a good palate cleanser after Jujutsu Kaisen, go watch Frieren. It's also on Crunchyroll, and I highly recommend it. I'm really enjoying it. The beginning of this episode, where, you know, the beginning of last episode, where we start off with we hear the VO of Yuji's grandfather, you know, right before his death, saying like, you know, help people. And then it hard cuts to Sukuna. We get all of that VO. We get Yuji's grandfather saying that. We get Megumi like saying like, oh, you know, what if someone you save ends up killing somebody? And him saying like, I never regretted saving you, and like all these things. And Sukuna saying, this is your fault. And we hear Junpei, and we hear Sukuna and his grandpa, and it's just like, he's just walking around just shell-shocked, literally like almost catatonic of what he's done. And I know that it's Sukuna, but like it's something like, how can you not blame yourself when, you know, like maybe you being alive wasn't the best decision. Like all these thoughts are going through his head, and it's so traumatizing. And then it hits us with the opening. And then, God, the opening, the more the season goes on, like, you really realize how many spoilers are in the opening. But as an anime only, I'm just like, yeah, that's a great opening. Oh, man. Oh, this is really cool. And, like, you see, you know, like, oh, Toto and Yuji are going to fight Mahito. Oh, cool. Oh, what's that big beast? Now we know it's Maharaga. Oh, who's that guy coming out of there? Oh, I don't know who Toji is. Like, all these things like just are all spoilers, and I feel like we've gotten all this. I say that famous last words, but I feel like outside of the Mahito versus Toto and Yuji fight, I feel like it's all been spoiled. All of that's been spoiled, but who knows? I'm probably wrong. But we end up at a beach. And we see Nanami walking on the beach, his jacket in hand. He's no tie. He's dipping his tie into the cool beach water and, like, you know, dabbing himself with it. And then we see what he really is, and that's him, half burnt, half alive, slowly stumbling through the tunnels of Shibuya. And he walks by a photo booth, and Mahito's in that photo booth, but he doesn't see him. And he's saying, like, oh man, Malaysia sounds good this time of year. I have so many books I haven't read, but I've got to go find Maki. I've got to go find Megumi. I've got to go find Yuji. Like, he's not even a teacher. He's not a teacher. And he cares so deeply for these kids. And he's one of the few, if not the only character. I think Gojo does as well. I think Gojo and Nanami are the only characters that care that these are children Yuji's 15. Maki's what, 16, 17? Same with Megumi and Nobara are the same age. Like, they're just kids. And they're being given these assignments that adults are supposed to handle. And yeah, this is the sorcerer world, so, you know, maybe it's tradition, and maybe there's just, like, not enough for them to wait to graduate high school to take care of these things, because there's so many curses around. But Nanami realizes, like, they need to be protected. And the fact that Shoko is there, she's in Shibuya. Nanami knows this. Nanami knows this because Ino got sent there. Ijitsu got sent there. Like, he knows Shoko's there. He could go and probably get better. I don't know. Maybe the scars would still be there, but he could heal himself. He'd be alive and not half dead wandering around through Shibuya. He could be improved. But instead, he can't give himself a break. He can't stop trying to help the kids. And it hurts. And he stumbles upon yet another group of transfigured humans waiting for him. And the way this is another, like, director, editor. Like, I know, like, the animators get, like, a lot of the credit, which they should. And MAPPA has been, I think they're on strike right now, and I hope they get their money. Good Lord. Like, I don't even want to say, like, oh, they've earned it, because, like, I don't think, like, oh, like, you have to show me something, like, oh, you know, well, this is good, but I don't know, this season was bad, so maybe you don't earn a livable wage. No, everyone deserves a livable wage, but holy crap, if you ever need someone to prove that they've earned their pay, these animators have. But just the direction of this, where you see him, like, go to, like, chop someone like this, and it cuts to him on the beach, like, stretching, or, like, he goes down and it's like him splashing in the water, and it's so well done. And the piano, whoever's on the piano, oh my god, just what's that that meme where the piano's on fire on the beach? That's literally this, because it was just so beautiful. And you don't know if he's gonna win this fight, but he just keeps going, and you think he's about to win, and you know Mahito's in the back, like in the back of your head, and as soon as he's killed the last transfigured human, you just see him stop and goes, "You're here?" And you hear Mahito's VO go, "Yeah, I've been here the whole time. Let's chat for a little bit." Meanwhile, Itadori hears the commotion, is, like, running towards it. He turns the corner just as Mahito and Nanami meet. And Nanami knows that this is the end. He knows, like, he couldn't beat Mahito at full strength. He could kind of, like, just bring him to a draw. And that was when Mahito was, like, first created. Like, that was just very, very young. Like, couldn't even do a domain yet, Mahito. And he sees Haibara. And he's asking, like, oh, like, should I be here? Like, do I regret this? I don't know. But I'm not going to put that curse on anybody. I'm not going to put that curse on you. I'm not going to put that curse on Yuji. And then Haibara points to Yuji to make sure that Nanami sees him. And he says, "Hey, what are you doing back here?" She's a little kitty. She's a little cat. He says, "You take it from here." And then Mahito transfigures him and he explodes. And oh god, the way they animate Yuji, because Yuji is like this, like without curse energy, you know, like what Megumi said, like without curse energy, he could beat all of Kyoto by himself in a physical match. The kid is a specimen. For 15, he's like, he beat, you know, the shot put record, like, casually, whatever. Like, he's a freak, athletically. And And the way they animate him in this scene, he's so small. And then the voice actors, when he goes, Nanami, like he's so helpless after everything he just went through. And then he sees Nanami like half dead and at the hands of Mahito, who he knows is just the worst. And then the way he says, like, what the hell are you, Mahito? And Mahito just mocks him with like the same like intensity. It's like, why are you yelling? I can hear you. Like, it's just, he's so hateable and awful. And it's not like a love to hate him kind of thing, but it's like he's just enjoying all the murder and chaos and evilness that he's spreading in this world, because that's who he is. He's literally a curse. And like he's one of the only like curses that we see enjoying being a curse. And then they start fighting, and you could see like right off the bat, like we saw Mahito fight Mekamaru, and like obviously he was super powerful and like managed to beat him. But man, we really see how much stronger Mahito has gotten with like how he's transfiguring humans, how he's using them. Like he transfigures a human and like, and it covers the whole hallway, and then he shoots like a snake human at him, and then he pops out through the mouth and punches Yuji in the face, and he like brass knuckled his fist, so like Yuji has like a huge cut on the full front of his face. Everything Mahito's doing is so like diabolical, and it's so fast and like in tune, and the fact that Yuji's keeping up with this is crazy impressive, because I feel like Mahito is stronger than Chozo, and I feel like Yuji's doing better here than he did against Chozo. And you know, maybe it's just like his motivation, but it was just like how good he's doing is crazy. But then there's a moment where he's like, how can you do the things you do? Yuji says that to Mahito, and he's like, oh, what do you want me to like put a finger down every time I kill somebody? And his hand turns into a little Junpei, and then he stabs it, and it's just like, oh my god, the things Mahito is doing to specifically break Yuji is so crazy, because he knows what Yuji's weakness is. He even says it when they were fighting Gojo, where he's like, Gojo's not like Yuji. He's not going to try and save every single person realistically. Like, he's not going to, scream like, oh my god, you can't murder anybody. But he's not going to be the reason for their deaths. Like, he realizes that there's going to be losses. People are going to die. But as long as he defeats the curses in the end, that's the amount of people he's going to save. But Yuji's not like that. He can't suffer these consequences as people are dying around him. And you think Yuji's learned for a second, because he's like, Nanami would never get this upset. He'd stay calm, and he's doing really well. Like, Mahito makes like a full snake again, and it's like closing in, and they're just slowly walking towards each other. And then Mahito's like, oh, he's in one place, and still Yuji's managing to dodge it and kick him and punch him. He's taking some punches too, but he's doing really well. Mahito runs away. He runs around the corner, and Yuji sees two people. And and again, I can't fault someone for like, oh, you've learned your lesson, but then when you see two humans get transfigured right in front of you, like Mahito crawls out of the skin of one guy and punches Yuji, and then he grabs the other guy and immediately like turns him into a sword. And it was like the craziest, smoothest transition that like you blink and you miss it, and it's done so nonchalantly that you're just like, oh my, like usually like the transfigurations are like, oh, like horrific, and what's that director I'm thinking of, Cronenberg. It's like Cronenbergian almost, but this one was just so smooth and just like, yeah, he's a sword now. It's wild. But like the fight that happens, like I'm not trying to go like blow for blow here. But the main one I want to talk about is like when they're in the elevator and you see him like go to kiss Yuji and his mouth turns into a blade. I'm like, oh my god, like he's so evil. And then he says like, because he knows that Yuji is his counterpoint, and he even says it's like, you are me. And they really are opposite sides of a coin. And I know that that term gets thrown around so much, but in the same way that, I don't know, it's like Yuji is just pure light and goodness and just doing the right thing without it ever seeming like that. And Mahito is the exact opposite, where like he is a curse, he's pure evil, and he's going to enjoy it. But Mahito says like, oh, I just have to, I'll just throw, transfigured humans at him for now, because if he gets me good, like I am weak to his punches. Oh, sorry, I am weak to his punches, and we see why he's a little weakened is because we flash back to Dagon just gulping down humans like he's a kid during the summer drinking Kool-Aid or something, a whole tunnel full of people. And I guess that's, we saw him throw up all those skeletons, so now we know where they came from. Sorry, my cat is going absolutely bananas right now. But yeah, so curses officially eat people. I guess, I'm sure this is common knowledge to most people, but just like, we'd seen them gnaw on people, and same like transfigured humans, but like, he's just straight up like, gulp, 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 gulp. And we see Mahito split himself into two different Mahitos, and one's like, oh, you take the top, I'll take the subway. And one Mahito runs into Nobara. And I don't know why she's here. I love Nobara so much, and she is strong. I'm not saying she's not strong, but I think this Mahito, I don't want to, like, this is the last person. Fight Dagon, fight Chozo, fight Toji, for the love of God. The last person I want her fighting is Mahito. I don't know if her curse technique works, Straw Doll, or in her Hammer and Nails. I don't know. But, and I love, like, one, she drags him. She's like, oh, you're the curse that, like, ran with his tail between his legs. And you could tell that got to him. You could tell that got to Mahito. Like, I love Nobara so much. And I just want the best for her. And I don't know if this is the best for her. And I'm really, really scared. But yeah, amazing episode. Really hard episode. And I keep seeing, and that's the thing, like, I'll be honest, I read this manga panel because it got spoiled for me, and so I was like, oh, might as well read all of it. Like, it's like, it's there. The Nanami death, that is. I didn't read any of the Mahito versus Yuji round 2 or anything. But this is done so much better. And I'm not saying like anime is always better than manga or anything like that, but oh my god, they added so much to this. They added so much. Like, go, now that it's over, if you feel safe enough, go read this manga panel and see how much they added, because it's so good. Nobara versus Mahito, I don't like at all. I don't want. Get out of there, please, Nobara. Be safe. I don't think it's gonna happen though, and I'm really, really scared, because he's literally like, he has the motivation. He's like, oh, she knows Yuji. I'm gonna kill her and then drag her corpse before Yuji. And it's like, all right. Thank you guys so much. Sorry I'm a little low energy. I'm still a little bit jet lagged because I didn't sleep at all on this flight. It was a rough flight, but thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Try and recover. Go watch Free Run. Be on the journey. That'll help you recover from this episode. Great anime. Bye-bye.